right, Symphony Talent, a recruiting marketing technology company, has announced the launch of SmashFlyX Events. It's a new module that centralizes, manages, and automates virtual and in-person recruiting events and activities from pre-registration, during event activity, through post-event follow-up, and ultimately conversion to job applicants and hires. So joining me now is their Chief Joy Officer, Debbie Tuel. She's going to run us through the new features. Hey, Debbie.
Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for having us. Super excited to share.
All right, bring the joy, Debbie.
All right, fantastic. So yes, let me go ahead and share out here. So many of you that are joining are probably wondering, what is a Chief Joy Officer? First and foremost, Symphony Talent kind of went really bold this past year and said, hey, look, a lot of what's driving the mission behind the organization is bringing joy back to the recruiter experience, to the candidate experience, in an effort to help people get back to work faster and with exceptional experiences. And that is really driving everything that we do, including the way that we evolve our product. So excited to launch with your audience today a little bit more about SmashFlyX Events. This is an extension of our SmashFly X platform, an extension of our CRM, but it allows our customers really to do exactly what you said. It helps them with pre-event promotion and management and registration. It helps them with during the event, actually managing the candidates, collecting feedback, dispositioning them after the event. And then post-event, what does that communication look like? Oftentimes when our customers are doing events, they may be doing a campus recruiting event or some type of career fair, and there could be a lag time between when that event happens and when job offers are made. And so it's really important to have that nurture strategy in place to keep those candidates warm during those gaps, especially with how tough it is to recruit talent today and knowing what you're up against. So for SmashFly Events, we'll jump right in and show you the product, but we're really focused on this being an integrated solution. So when we talk about recruiter joy, one of the pieces that we've heard loud and clear from users in this space is that they are overwhelmed by technology. They are overwhelmed by the number of logins that they have, and they're overwhelmed with their rec loads. The more that they can do in one system, the more that we can automate that process for them, the more joy they're going to have in their day, because it means that they can spend the phone spend their time on the phone with the candidates, actually sell them the opportunities, or at those events talking to those candidates. So we're going to centralize that event management inside the CRM. We're going to allow them to track all of those candidates, remind and follow up with those candidates, and then nurture those leads into hires. So let's jump into the product itself. And I actually have to log out of here. So I am now in my SmashFly X CRM. You'll see that even the design with which we approach is very joyful and exciting as you jump in here, and it is telling you exactly what's happened since last time you've been in. We're not going to dive too deep into the CRM functionality today, but I just wanted to show a little bit of the cues that the CRM is giving you as you log into the system. I'm going to navigate down to events because that is our primary focus for today. And it's a quick and easy way right there in that integrated system to get into my events. To create an event, it's pretty simple walkthrough process. To create that event, we can also pull events from different API feeds, but most usually we have customers that are coming in and custom creating those events. We made sure that we took a hybrid approach here. We are living in a hybrid world. So yes, we hope and are all thankful to get back to in person, but we also need to support virtual. And so if I come in here and say, hey, this is going to be a virtual event, then it's going to prompt me to add in that virtual link. All of that is coded into the follow-up, so it will remind them where to log in, how to log in, etc. That also supports all of our virtual platforms that are doing events, whether that be Indeed virtual events or Brazen virtual events, Paradox virtual events. We've got a number of partners that are also supporting our customers with virtual events.
Okay.
I'm not going to walk you through creating an event. Let's assume that I've already created that event. I'm going to head back here and we will go ahead and continue because I don't need to save the event. And I want to really quickly, easily get to my events. I get that we have a lot in the system, but I'm really just focused on the events that I'm hosting. So as I come down here, you can see it now centers it down to that one event where I can go in and edit the event, or see that, hey, I've already got 5 contacts. Let's go in and manage those contacts. As I jump into the contacts, the system's going to be taking care of the automated workflow of reminding those contacts to show up, or any type of communication you want to have pre-event. But let's say that I want to do a little bit extra. I can go ahead and action them, whether that's sending a custom email or SMS, maybe adding them to a job folder, or sending them a drip campaign. All of that's really easily accessible right here from within the tool, to either all contacts or select contacts that I see fit. Now, how did these contacts get in here? We need to make sure that the candidate has an exceptional experience as well. So I'm going to flip over to the candidate's experience. There's a multitude of ways that they are going to interact with an event, whether that be that the event has been advertised through our programmatic platform, or at the campus career fair, or some other way. It's most likely going to be hosted on that customer's career site and their events landing page through the Smashfly X technology. We'll come into that event. Here, I'll search for it, the event that we just showed. And we come into that ST Health virtual career fair. I find all of the information that I need. Hopefully this is a demo site. Hopefully our customers are definitely doing a little bit more advertising here, but a simple, easy way for them to register for that event. You can see that I already have, but we do have the ability for them to use their Google account, their LinkedIn account, or their Indeed account to go ahead and create that registration. I can now update it if I want. Or you can see I'm already registered. I am set and ready to go. So simple, easy process for the candidates themselves to get in. These fields are completely configurable to our customers, so they can determine what type of information that they want to collect as a pre-registration. And now that candidate's off to the races and ready to go for that event.
Once they register, does the candidate get like an automatic, welcome text or email, or?
They do, and I'll show you just a couple of live examples of what that type of communication will look like. So they do get, you know what, I was hoping, I'll just pull it over to the screen. So here are Adventist Health is one of our customers. And you can see these are live examples of events that I am part of their CRM that I've gotten invited to. You can see they have complete control over what those emails look like. They are not just, text heavy, but they can have imagery, they can have links, all sorts of things. So yes, that candidate will get a, hey, thanks for registering, but really we want to give them more useful information. We want to invite them to additional events. We want them to have everything that they need to be relevant for that specific event.
Yeah. And
you can see if I were to actually click through to, and I'll go to one of their more recent ones, because I believe the landing page is still loaded, and relevant is, you can see it takes me right to that, or here is one of their previous events landing pages that's also hosted through our site, where you can see those pages can be completely configurable and beautifully designed as well.
Yeah. Are your clients stepping up their use of events overall as a recruiting strategy right now?
Our clients are stepping up their use of events, but I would say that they're shifting their use of events more than anything. So we've seen a lot of our customers pivot in the past 18 months in the way that they're recruiting. We've seen, especially with our healthcare organizations, that they have pivoted more towards these virtual events as kind of a way for them to staff up for these large needs that they have. CVS Health is a great example. They had to initially hire a lot of people for testing, then for vaccines, and a great way to do that at mass scale is these types of events. So it's working all sorts of different hiring methods, but yes, with mass hiring right now, we're seeing a huge shift towards events, whether those be in person or virtual.
Cool.
And that is it for the events. We could tie that in as well to our most recent product, or our product release right before events. with time-based scheduling, which a lot of our customers are pairing those together to help not just with the registration, but also fitting people into time slots. But this gives you hopefully a good overview as to how we're helping our customers with those 3 areas.
Yeah, very cool.
I'll stop sharing and open it up for any questions you might have.
Yeah. What's new? Is there something else you guys are working on potentially that you want to mention briefly, or?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we just released in June, we released our time-based scheduling, which is really kind of a component of events, but also for things like phone screening that a lot of our customers are trying to automate that process. So that really helps. And then all of the reminders are helping with show rates, which is a big challenge right now in recruiting.
Yes.
So the more communication that we can have, the more automation there, we're seeing a tremendous boost in show rates for these types of both scheduling as well as events.
Are there some tips there you could tell us in terms of like how often you need to remind people in terms of getting those show rates to increase?
Yeah, it's not just how often, it's actually the time of which the reminder. So if you can remind them 15 minutes before that phone interview or 15 minutes before you're expecting them to get on something virtual, you have a significant increase in having a show rate. So you want to go ahead and remind them 3 times prior, but that time of the last one is really time sensitive because you want to remind them of like, you need to jump on now. If it is in person, that's different. 15 minutes is not going to give them enough time to jump in a car and get somewhere where they need to be. So then you want to be thinking about your commute time and the type of audience that you're trying to attract. If you're talking about people that are coming from a local vicinity, usually an hour ahead of time is plenty. If you're talking about people commuting much further and longer distances, then you're going to want to give them a 2 to 3 hour reminder before that event, but 3 times, and then time sensitive to depending on whether that's virtual or in person is really key. And then the other big release that we have coming out is we have just finished up our DEI plugin, which is helping our customers with identifying biased language in their landing pages that they're creating, the job descriptions that they're publishing, as well as any email and text communication that's being sent out through the system. So it is step 1 to where we are helping our customers and just helping to identify and resolve any type of biased language or biased imagery that they might be using in those efforts.
Very cool. We appreciate the update, Debbie, and definitely come back and give us some more news when you have it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us, Chris. It's been a pleasure.
Alrighty. Thanks, Debbie Tuel again from Symphony Talent, of course, symphonytalent.com, right?
Thank you.
All right.